room. Yes, you're in the new Providence, where niggas get to snapping like they got no common sense. When we approach with confidence, revoking confidence. His offense limp enough to throw the hardest to the fence. The raw is what it is, you can't stop it like jail runs. And ain't no topping him, he's opposite of well done. Rare without care, with clocks on the line. Comfortable with my flow, it's like I got Crocs on my rhymes. No, rapping signs, but the
Yeah, we here. Silly in here flexing the muscles, man. We here with Silly C with the numbers. I don't know what that was. It was like a pop lock. We here with Jay Reeves, the gambler. Boss 100, man. We was just talking about how old their fantasy football rings are, man.
Here we go.
And I figured that'd be a good segue because we about to talk about the Cowboys. So I figured that'd be like a really good. See, that's how you shoot at the Cowboys.
Oh, man.
I'm just kidding, man, but we are in the NFC East, and we'll just start right off with the Hard Knock Life, man. Everybody's been watching Hard Knocks. Everybody's been watching the Cowboys. They played in the Hall of Fame game. They're already getting ready to go. There's a lot of storylines. TJ, break down the Cowboys.
Boy, all right, so, hey, NFC Beast, as we used to be called, but, hey, yeah, we got some dusty rings, especially in Dallas, but, hey, we keep on shining.
They there, though. They there. That's what matters. They there.
I think we're gonna do all right this year. I mean, I don't see us moving too far or too deep into the playoffs. I mean, our back end and our defense ain't there. I mean, we definitely drafted defensive heavy. It's gonna take a little bit to see our return on those investments, but though they can't be hidden. You know, we can hide them behind our offensive line, behind Dak, and if the offensive line stays steady, that can be done. But there's a lot of exposure. We gave up way too many big plays last year, and that's always going to kill us. And if you want to come in and we want to go through these shootouts every week, Dak's going to light up the scoreboard, light up the stat sheet, but those games we still can lose because the defense is not going to take care of us. So what needs to be done is we need to go more run heavy. And with that, keep the line healthy, you know, and you're going to see a lot of Zeke, but you're going to see a lot of Tony Pollard. And I want to really stress on Tony Pollard because he's going to be eating into this man's carries because we do have 17 games that we need to get through. And if we're not going to be able to perform on the defensive side of the ball, we have to be able to control the clock. And that's one thing that I'm looking for as far as scheme. But we can go out there and blaze it up with anybody. But that just leads to a lot of stress on the offensive line, a lot of stress on Dak. And he, instead of looking like the $75 million man, he's going to look like a bum looking for 75 cents. You know, that's going to be a big difference in how this season goes. So if we go with what we know, we're run-oriented. I see us hitting 11 wins. Vegas, we got it at 9.5. That over's at plus 115. So I'm loving that right now. I'm loving finishing first in the East at plus 130. So that definitely can be done. Washington, I mean, they're going to be at our necks. You know, their defense and the balance that they have on a good day with Fitzmagic, you know, is something that it really scares me. But this is going to be decided in the last 4 weeks of the season. You know, we have I'm forgetting the weeks, but we played them 2 times in 3 weeks. So in that span, that's when the NFC East is decided.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be an exciting season to watch the NFC and how it folds out. Jay Reeves, I didn't hear him mention coaching. Mike McCarthy has been a not shining superstar on this Hard Knock series. What do you think about coaching, and where is Dallas lacking with their coach?
Nothing, man. He just got into the fold last year. I think Mike McCarthy, he's not a terrible coach. Didn't he win a Super Bowl?
Yeah, but did Rodgers win the Super Bowl? Some would argue. I mean,
yeah, but he was still the coach at that time. Just with that being said, man, just give him some time. This is his second year. He knows that he has to get it done, or he will be out of there this year. Because Jerry Jones will come out with that mean coat, slap that fool with the butt end of his cigarette. Because Jerry Jones does not play that shit, man. Don't be fucking with Jerry, man. He still eat McDonald's, by the way.
Yeah, because I mean, shit. Yeah, you got to go with that. Silly C, do you think that Dallas defense that was historically bad last year can improve with the draft pick Mike Parsons?
I don't see it. I
You
do
don't see
see.
it?
No, I do see if they can get their backfield going, that they'll have a chance, just like TJ was saying. But one of the things I really want to go into is what Michael Irvin said about Dak and how he's not 100%.
Oh,
They're right now. They're really hiding the fact that he has more than just his injury he's returning from.
mm.
So I think right now, until they come clean on how his actual, his health is, I think it could be a rough season for the Cowboys. That's why I went under, but they always have that chance to be those cowgirls. So we'll see.
Yeah, well, I mean, that maybe they're just being a little more precautious because his old arm was just like a $400,000 arm, but now his new arm is a $75 million arm, and maybe they're just being a little more precautious. But without Dak, how nervous are you, TJ, and how nervous are you that with Dak's current status that he'll be able to make it through a 17-game season?
Yeah, with that, like you said, this is all precautions. He's worth way more, especially on Jerry's checkbook than he was last season. So that's a big difference. So hey, they're gonna treat him with kid gloves. Why stress it if you don't need to? These 3 preseason games ain't the end all be all for us. We got bigger things in our eyesight. So yeah, we're gonna dial it back. Dak is injuries, from my perspective, is overcompensation. Some things with his mechanics and having that ankle snapped up, he's putting more torque and more on his shoulder and on his body, and he tweaked it. I mean, the MRIs, they say they're good. We won't know until we see this man actually tossing a rock. But I think that they're good with the Dak status. He's going to be ready for week 1. I think still they don't want to put too much on him because that's not going to benefit them in the long run. Because if we do lose Dak at any point, and that offensive line can't take care of him, he's going to be strapping on some other boots. And I'm not talking about the ones that Silly used to wear down the tracks. You did. So,
He liked that. Cody liked that one.
Oh, I like that one too,
That
man.
took him back.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's the good old days, man. Just like the Washington football team, they were able to get it done last year and win the NFC East. This year they have a new quarterback, no more Dwayne Haskins, same defense. They got Ryan Fitzpatrick, and they have added Curtis Samuel. They got McLaurin, Scary Terry's out there cooking. They're over under for their win totals this year at 8.5. You guys think they'll get more or under? I think they'll probably get more than 8.5. When we all going over to the playoffs is plus 156 to win the East. It is plus 260 to win the NFC, plus 2,400, and to win the Super Bowl plus 5,000. They're a super long shot to win the Super Bowl, but you gotta imagine any given weekend when the weather does start deteriorating that they're going to be able to play with the best of them. They have a deep running back room with Antonio Gibson, and they also have a stellar defense with the young bull Chase out there chasing down everybody and getting the bag. Jay Reeves, what do you got to say about the Washington football team?
And the Washington football team, man, it's just it all lies in the hands of Ryan Fitzmagic, man. He hasn't really been able to get it done, except for I want to say with the New York Jets, where he had 10 wins, and that team didn't make the playoffs. I don't think Ryan Fitzmagic has ever made the playoffs in his life, so I don't really see anything there that's telling me that he's going to do it this year, man. Like, it just always seems like he's always in question with his quarterback play. By the time you get to mid-season, you may see Heineke in there popping his bottle, you know what I'm saying, getting his swerve on. But what I do have to say about that backfield, man, Antonio Gibson is phenomenal, guys. And they're like comparing him to the likes of Christian McCaffrey. If he gets anything to that level, just give me 80% of Christian McCaffrey. Antonio Gibson is about to
Big Gibby. I could see it coming from him this year. Cody, what do you think about the Washington football team?
Just like Jay Reese said, I'm really big on Antonio Gibson this year. Their offensive line, again, is they're one of the better ones in the NFL, and I do see them actually playing quite a bit. With that being said, though, they have McLaurin, which is just a phenomenal athlete. If
Yes,
he
sir.
he could take anything to the house, so with
Mhm.
those two people alone, those would be two people I'd be targeting both in fantasy, and I think that they're gonna have big years this year.
Yeah, so definitely look for them in your season long stuff. Also, Logan Thomas will be in there to get it in. Let's go into the New York Giants. Silly C, you got the G Man. What do you think about them?
So the G man, oh, I don't know. They're up and down. They're right now they're projected for 7 wins.
Damn, I'm gonna go
In
under.
their division right now, they're close to last in that division. Like I don't see them really having a chance to compete, and that's 8 of their games where they have a real big possibility of losing. So I think with that being said, with that being said, I really would watch out on any of the Giants players. I don't have much faith in any of them.
Mm-hmm.
Joe
Even
Judge
the
looks like
running back, which
even the
he's a
running
beast.
back.
Even
Man,
Even
you
the
even
didn't
the
running
even
running
back,
back.
say
I'd
his
have
name.
to.
You just called him the running back.
Yeah,
Just kind of
I
Reeves,
like
disrespect.
him.
what
That's
do you
kind of
know
He's
about
a
disrespect.
the
beast,
running
but I
back?
have to stay away from him. I mean, just because I don't think that they're going to be in many games, so he's not going to get much playing time. His carries are dramatically going to reduce this year.
Yeah, well, tell us more about the running back, Jay Reeves. Who is that running back in New
Oh
York?
man, thank you for coming to me. I mean, I want to elaborate a little bit on that, man. The boy Saquon Barkley. I think he's a phenomenal talent. I don't think he's a generational talent, and that's what they're projecting him coming up out of where do you go? Penn State, correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yes,
coming up
sir.
out of Penn State, man. The thing with Saquon Barkley for me is he's been injured damn near every season he's played, and he's coming back from a severe knee injury this year. I don't think he's going to get out to a fast start. He may not even get up to about week 4. The thing with Saquon Barkley is it's just way too much muscle mass. This man has 0% body fat. And to be honest, guys, like in any sport you're playing, it's not really that great, man. All your muscles is tight. As soon as you get hit, it's just
Weightlifting.
muscle. It's just muscle on muscle, and he's all muscle.
yeah,
Mhm.
So I don't know, man. He's always one hit away from just being gone for the whole season. It's not looking too good for Saquon Barkley. On top of that, the team is ass and the line is trash. So it's just
yeah,
too many negatives stacking up there.
Don't let
yeah.
Popovich see him because he really gonna think he thick.
Um, yeah. Well, what do you think about Daniel Jones, TJ?
Not ready, man. Not
Not
ready.
really.
Even with Jason Garrett coming in there, that's not what you want for OC. He's too, and I should know, huh? Mr. 8 and 8, but he's too basic. This game has changed, and yeah, you want Daniel Jones out there flicking the rock, left and right, but he's not going to be able to do that. Like you said, he's going to be running for his life. O-line is straight trash. Uh, and with Saquon, with his injury history, they can't hide. They can't hide Daniel Jones. So Daniel Jones is going to have a pretty bad stat line going into this year. And you have Darius Slayton, you have Sterling Shepard, you have Kenny Galladay. He has some tools to get the ball to. I just don't think he can deliver. And then Evan Ingram, one of the nastiest busts ever, is not
Yeah.
going to support him, with leading the league in he was in the top to the league with drops and everything. So Daniel Jones is not here to sign, seal, and deliver a damn thing. He can't even deliver my mail.
Man, yeah, it's gonna be tough. Daniel's gonna
Man,
be fighting off the aspersion of becoming a bust, as well as Saquon, who's gonna be fighting off the narrative that he might just be a workout combine warrior that never worked out in the league, like never really got it together. But this next team we got to speak about, they've had a lot of dysfunction over the past few years, and that is the Eagles. Jay Reezy.
oh man, the Philadelphia Eagles, man. They got him sitting at my notes here plus 470 to come up out the division. 6.5 wins. What do you think about that, guys?
I got him over 6.5. I think Jalen Hurts is the real deal, man. I think he's like decent. Like I want to say like superstar, but I think
Mm-hmm.
starting quarterback in the NFL for sure. Like, and he's
He's
gonna.
got 5 games. He's gonna get hurt.
Oh, you
Wow.
crazy man? Yeah, yeah. I don't see that happening. But Jay Reeves, what are the storylines going on in Philly?
Oh man. Well, the thing is, man, the Eagles got a whole lot of eagle poop on this team, man. I don't know what's going on in the backfield. They got they got Miles Sanders, Boston Scott, Kerryon Johnson, Kenneth Gainwell. He still got Jordan Howard. I'm like, damn, just bring J.J. back while you at it. It's just too
Yeah.
much going on. There's too much going on there, man. Dallas Goddard, man, Zach Ertz is still stepping on his toes. They don't want to get him out there with his stupid ass blonde hair. I can't. I really can't. I really can't stand the Eagles for some reason. I don't even know why. But I think the main thing I want to get into is the wide receivers, man. The boy Devontae Smith, the Slim Reaper. You got to
Slim
look out for this
Reaper.
boy. This boy is about to pop. He's an extremely explosive player. They got the likes of Travis Fulgham, who should be starting, who actually went off on the
He's a
coaching staff
beast.
last year because he had a phenomenal 4-week stretch where he was like the number one wide receiver, I want to say, in fantasy.
Yeah.
And they set him for Alshon Jeffrey. And Travis Fulgham was like, "Are you serious? You're going to sit me for soft tissue Alshon Jeffrey?" He was real upset. And they was like, "Man, if you don't sit your ass down," they just threw him on the bench for no reason, man. But one sneaky sleeper I'd like to talk about is the boy, Quez Watkins. That boy is a speedster. I don't know if y'all seen Quez Watkins a couple weeks ago, but he torched a few people on, I want to say the Pittsburgh Steelers, man. That boy is speedster. Watch out for Quez Watkins.
Yeah, I mean, we find a lot of gems in the preseason. I remember finding Victor Cruz after his 3 touchdown game. So, I mean, maybe Quez is
Mm-hmm.
somebody we should be looking out for this year. TJ, what do you think about the Philadelphia Eagles going into this year?
Hey, don't think much about them. I mean, they're definitely not a threat to take this division at any point. Jalen Hurts, yeah, he's going to be scary in due time, but the way they've constructed this team now, I think
Mm-hmm.
everyone is either too young to pop or too old to pop. And gonna pop something. As far as Zach Ertz, he's past his time. Dallas Goddard, I mean, he's a vet in the game now, but I don't think he is what you need for Jalen Hurts to be productive. I mean, every young quarterback needs a good tight end, and from what I've seen out of Dallas Goddard, he's not the one. So Philadelphia, I think the defense is still serviceable. And I mean, it's going to be there. But the way their O line plays, I see Jalen Hurts doing a lot of running around. I see him possibly getting dinged up throughout the year. And with Devontae Smith, and he said Quez Watkins, these speedsters, and I'm not sure what Quez measures up at, but Devontae scares me in the league. You can send him on them D-Jack routes all you want, and he's going to be good. You start calling them posts and them slants, that's when the game is going to change, and that man might be lacing them up for the year, and watching with us. So
He a little light in the draws. He a
yeah,
little light
yeah.
in the draws.
So hopefully that body's ready. He needs to be all muscle.
Yeah, we're going to have to see what happens with that. Cody, you said Jalen Hurts get 5 games in. What do you think about Jalen Hurts' fantasy value for this year?
That's one of the things that scares me. He is such a person to look for because of his running touchdown capability. But on that same aspect, I mean, the same way that Wentz got hurt with them, they don't have any line to help him. They don't have any of that in it. So if he continues to just run like he does, it's not going to work. And they have plenty of people who can take some of that out of their hands, or some out of his hands, like Miles Sanders and some of these other people. I'm really interested to see what Miles Sanders will do this year. I feel like he's been held back a ton, but again, he's sharing that backfield, so it'll be really interesting to see how much they give to him. But he would be the one that I think would have them have the most success if he's successful.
Definitely, man. Well, we're going to try to help everybody be successful this year. That was the Vegas odds on some of the NFC East teams. F4, baby.